Hi guys, I hope you're all well. It's currently Sunday the 29th of March 2020 and welcome to week 220 of my weight loss journey. In last week's video we all saw I had a loss of 2.5 pounds, which is 1.1 kilogram, which in turn saw my body mass index go from 48.5 down to 48.2. I'm going to start the proceedings off by reviewing my calorie consumption for the past week, which you can see in the graph above. The average of this was 2,483 compared to the previous week at 2,407. So it has crept up slightly. It's still within my 2,500 calorie allowance, so I'm happy with that. That's 3 consecutive weeks I've managed to achieve that goal. My fluid consumption has also increased this week to 3,873 millilitres, well above the 3,500 millilitres that I try to achieve each day and as an average over the week. So those two stats there are pretty much perfect, bang on. If I now look at my step count, which you can also see in the graph above, the average of this was 13,149 compared to the previous week at 11,405. So this has increased as well, and as I mentioned in last week's video, I've had to change my routine in order to abide by these social distancing measures. So instead of going for my normal walk after work, which is a very crowded place, I'm now coming straight home and doing a walk from home. So instead of bumping into hundreds of people on that walk, I'm now walking past maybe 1 or 5 people at a max on my walks when I get back from work. And this past week is my final week at work because our company, based on Boris's announcement, our Prime Minister's announcement last Monday, our facility has now shut its doors on Friday for a minimum of 3 weeks, but could be up to 12 weeks, depending on how this pandemic situation progresses and develops over the coming weeks and months. So I'm going to do my best to keep up those steps where possible. As you all know, every 5 weeks I retake my body measurements to see if I've made any progress in that area as well. So without further ado, here are my latest results. Out of the 14 body measurements which I monitor, I've seen a reduction in 3 of those. I've seen a ½ inch or 1.2, 1.3 centimetre reduction from my right calf, my chest and my waist. This means in the last 5 weeks I've seen a loss of 1.5 inch, which is 3.8 centimetres. But if we look at what I've lost in total in the 220 weeks that I've been doing this weight loss journey, well, this stands at 117.7 inches, which is 298.8 centimetres. It's that time of the week where we all get to see if I've managed to lose any more weight. So here it is, guys. Here's my weigh-in. I weigh 164.4 kilograms, which is 362.4 pounds, or 25 stone, 12.4 pounds. This means in the last week I've seen a loss of 0.8 pound, which is 0.4 kilogram. And obviously I can't compare my Slimming World weighing result because that is still suspended at this moment in time due to the current pandemic situation. So I'm going to have to put my Slimming World result down as a maintain result. But based on this week's loss result, it now means I've lost 80% of the weight that I gained over Christmas. Based on this week's weight loss, it sees my body mass index go from 48.2 down to 48. And if we look at my third weight loss target, last week it was 54.3% complete, and after the loss it goes up to 55.4% complete. So in the 220 weeks I've been doing this weight loss journey, I've lost a total of 178.8 pounds, which is 81.1 kilograms, or 12 stone, 10.8 pounds. Next week, I'm going to do my best to stick with my activity levels of fitting in my walking where possible, and obviously trying to continue keeping my step average above that 10,000 mark. Food wise, well, next week I'm going back onto salads because I was able to find most of the ingredients I needed to make my salads again for the coming week when I did my weekly shopping last Friday evening. So salads again next week with some chicken breast and veg for tea. What else? Fluid wise, again, I would love to keep that above 3,500 millilitres, and I'm hoping all three combined together will help me see another loss result next week. Fingers crossed. But other than that, guys, that's it. That's the end of this week's video. As always, if you'd like to continue following me along my weight loss journey and hopefully get to see much less of me in the future, by all means, subscribe to my channel so you don't get to miss out on any future videos that I post. I wish you all a fantastic week. Stay safe, look after one another. See you next Sunday.